Hey everyone, it's your girl Layla. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so if I sound sick, it's because I am. Today is my birthday when I'm filming this video, and I got the best birthday gift from Andy, which was getting sick. So I'm a little annoyed. I'm never sick on my birthday. I'm never sick around my birthday, but it just so happened to work out this way. I'm sorry for my voice throughout this video. I know it's supposed to be spooky and the voice isn't really helping with that, but I didn't want to miss an episode of Spooktober, so I decided to just troop through this. I got ready today, put on some makeup so I don't look dead, and then just decided to film. So I should be better by the next episode of Spooktober, I'm hoping, because I won't be getting to film it until like the day before it's released next week. So I'm hoping that I feel and sound better by then. But yeah, without further ado, today we're going to be talking about the Hermit cabin of Inglismaldie in Banff National Park. Banff in the 1900s was a completely different place than what it is today. Today, Banff is your typical mountain getaway. You can go hiking, you can go fishing, you can climb mountains. There's so many tourists and outdoor things that you can do in Banff right now, but back in the 1900s, Banff was a completely different place. It was home to two coal mining towns by the names of Anthracite and Bankhead, and today these towns are completely abandoned. And I do have a video on Bankhead if you guys want to check it out. I did a whole tour. There's Upper and Lower Bankhead, and if you're interested in checking out these towns, they're very easily accessible and they're pretty easy hikes. So back to the 1900s, people moved here from all over the world to work in coal mines, which is crazy. I think that's crazy, but Billy Carver was one of them. He moved here from England back then. Billy spent 27 years in the Banff area, and most of them were in solitude in his cabin in the woods. At first, this got the RCMP a little bit curious, because why would someone prefer solitude? Why would someone want to be alone in the woods? They thought maybe he had a warrant for his arrest. They thought maybe he was a criminal. But upon doing background checks, they figured out that Billy Carver was not wanted for anything. Billy was not a criminal. He just wanted to be alone in his cabin. Billy was nicknamed the Hermit of Inglismaldie. Inglismaldie is the second highest peak in the Fairholme Range nearby. Billy built his cabin along the shores of Johnson Lake around 1910. It included a homemade couch, a homemade chair, homemade table, and a homemade furnace slash stove. This was a stove that was used to keep warm in the winter months as well as cook food. The cabin eventually included an extension, and this was Billy's bedroom. Billy would occasionally work in the coal seams of the nearby Cascade Mountain, but honestly was rarely seen. He had one friend that lived in Anthracite that actually owned the market garden, and he would bring Billy food and supplies to last him through the winter so he wouldn't have to leave his cabin and go into town. And his name was Guy Moy. In December of 1937, some local boys actually found Billy's cabin in the woods and Billy himself. He was in really poor health at this time, and the boys informed local authorities. The local authorities came to get Billy and put him in an old age home where he later passed. Billy's cabin remains in the woods today, so you can check it out for yourself. And the cabin survived many harsh Canadian winters, and it's still standing today. Billy's cabin is reportedly haunted, and I didn't know that going into this. Actually, I just wanted to find a cool place in the woods that looked spooky, and there's a lot of places in this area. Like I mentioned Bankhead earlier, there's a lot of ghost towns and just abandoned places around Banff National Park. Not in Banff town, but really close by. Very easy to get to. And I was not expecting going into this knowing that Billy's cabin was actually haunted, but it is, surprisingly, a lot of people report seeing a ghostly figure either inside the cabin itself or around the cabin. This ghost is reportedly Billy because he was one of the only people that knew about this place, and he stayed here for many years. Today there's still not that much known about Billy Carver other than the fact that he moved to Banff from England all those years ago. All that's left of Billy Carver today is his cabin in the woods. It is deteriorating by a lot. I've seen photos from back in 2016, 2017 on online blogs and stuff like that, and it looks like it was even in better condition back then, which is not that long ago, but it is deteriorating. Currently, Johnson Lake is home to many activities. You can walk around the lake, take the local trails, which are very gentle and definitely children and pet friendly. You can have picnics at Johnson Lake, go fishing there, and you can go paddleboarding in the summer months. But the cabin is still really well hidden in the woods. There's no official trail to get to this cabin. You kind of just gotta explore and find it yourself or download an all trails map. And that's what I wanted to mention. This cabin is not easily accessible or like easily found because it's not right on the official trail around Johnson Lake. You kind of have to go in the woods a little bit. It's not far. You can still bring your kids and dogs to see the cabin, which is a really cool Halloween outing, I think. And basically you would either follow an all trails map or kind of just do your research online, kind of mark where it is, maybe using a paper map, but I'm not great with paper maps. So I actually missed the cabin the first time I came here. I told my friend about it. I told my friend that there was this cabin in the woods that I wanted to go check out. It was like really deep into the winter months, a lot of snow and everything like that, and we decided to go on a hike in the area, and our hike was literally walking around Johnson Lake, and I actually missed the turn to get to the cabin because it is not very visible. So if you don't have something like an all trails map, it can easily be missed. Now, a couple things I want to mention: when you're visiting historic sites such as this one, pack out what you've packed in, be respectful of the area, and it is a really awesome place to check out. This is not a hard trek if you do want to check out the cabin. If you are in the Johnson Lake area and want to do a little bit of exploring, I actually prefer hiking this in the winter months. I think the snow and like the fact that trees don't have leaves on it adds to the spookiness of coming here. Now, I personally did not see Billy's ghost myself when I went there, but there's definitely a weird eerie feeling you get from visiting this cabin, and it's just unbelievable how someone can live in the woods for 27 years. It's just crazy to me. And he had the one friend that helped him out, which was amazing. The cabin itself, I mentioned, is in deteriorating condition. Like, it's definitely still standing though. The entrance to the cabin, you actually have to duck. You have to duck down and go inside the cabin. Once you're in the cabin, you can actually stand up. It's pretty small. I can't believe someone lived there for that long. It's a little crazy, but yeah, that's the one thing to note. If you're really tall, you might not be able to stand in there, but I am around like 5'5", and I was easily able to stand in there once I ducked down for the entrance part. But yeah, you can explore the cabin a little bit. It's pretty small. There's just one main section, and then the bedroom, which I don't recommend going in there because it looks like it's gonna fall or something like that. It's just very not in great shape right now, so I don't recommend going into the extension. But you can definitely check out the main cabin and get some photos of the outside. It's a really cool experience. So that is all that I have for you guys for this episode of Spooktober. I will include footage and the tour of the Hermit cabin of Inglismaldie next. If you guys want to check that out, I will have it up for you right now. So that is all I have for you. If you guys are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.